All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The 16th, or sorry, the 18th of June. What am I looking at? Let's see what we have going on. Pretty sure our calendar is complete. Business inventories.
1 minute remaining for the US business inventories month over month, and we're shortly expecting comments from Fed Sparkin as well.
And then we'll see what happens from here. I've been selling the high from a couple of days ago. We broke it. And so it's no longer an inside bar situation, right? We actually do have a higher high, higher low. I was selling into that resistance. And so now I have 3 boxes worth, or 1 and 2 plus another trade. I have 7 trades in total. All right, so we'll see if we come off of this or if we continue
0.3%, 0.3% as expected.
All right, so looking at this, yesterday we held 38%. Today we're testing the prior day's high. We seem to be breaking through. Let's see if we go to 50 or if we come back and retest the lows. All right, so if I remove this and I remove this, we can clearly see the higher high, the higher low. If I zoom into this on an hourly scale, we can see how we created this higher high and higher low. It all happened in the last couple hours. Okay, so I'll put the ceiling here. I'll put the floor.
We have posted out the business inventories April reports on the feed for anyone interested.
I'll put one here also. And then maybe one over here. And inside of this, we'll zoom in and take a peek on a 5-minute scale. All right, so inside of this area here, let's highlight what might be important in the next little while. Something like so. I'm just using my mind's eye, nothing fancy, no tools, just, looking left. So now we have to estimate 1 or 2 above, just in case, and then watch the facts come in, right? Let's watch and see what happens. I've already determined from prior to the news event that I wanted to be selling resistance. And so I might be going into a fixed situation if things go against me, right? If the market continues higher beyond this, I may be fixing stuff here if we go into a 4th box, right? I'll be targeting break even. If we rotate from here and go lower, I'll just continue to sell my way down. So I'm thinking I just need to sell resistance. That's kind of what I've been doing all morning. That's what I posted in the chat. All right, so this morning, my assumption is that we would hold the high. We would stay within the inside bar. Having broken through, we're now looking to see if we have resistance up here, right? There's a reason why we're not up in this area. Right? Aside from the elections in Europe, no one is willing to take risk on that type of stuff, right? So there's no reason to see the euro go higher. Wait until the elections at least. All right, so this is more likely going to come over here, and then maybe we'll continue down this way. I'm thinking out loud. If I'm wrong, we'll find out in the next few minutes. If we go higher, I'm dragging break even with me so that I can target it. And soon enough, my stop losses are here. Right, so I don't have unlimited space because I started over here. Right, I started trading before this last run up. Okay, so I am selling resistance, green candles. I have 7 already. If I go up green here, I'll sell 1 more, make it 8. And then if I go into box number 3, it allows me 4 more. There's a green candle. There's 8 trades between 2 boxes. Break even is right here, right? My break even is now 5 pips away. Right. If it goes to break even on the way, it's closing a couple of trades. I'll be recycling those. All right. I want to keep break even within reach. If I'm wrong overall, we end up in box number 4, my box number 4, and I have to fix my trades up here. The European elections are what is helping us. So
Fed's Barkin says we are clearly on the backside of inflation.
good place to be. Right. Last week, this right there was oversized, overextended, whatever you want to call it.
Fed's Barkin says it's hard to know how much signal to take from inflation last year, or this quarter, or the last couple of weeks.
Versus this measure bar, which is a normal size measure bar, and the 2 days, including today, is contained within. Right. So until this breakout just now, this was an inside bar situation, and we would have had to play it as such. Right? So this is the kind of it's a binary decision, and once you have a plan, you kind of have to stick to the plan. Most people will be tempted to just tweak the plan. It's easier to move the stop loss than to book the loss. And so we know where we're wrong. We have space between here and there, and that space is for us to use to make money. Right. So as a group, we've already closed 1 winner in 7 minutes of trading. Let's see if we can close a couple more. All right, so this may be going higher. This right here on an hourly scale may be going higher.
Barkin says on the good side, I hear pricing power is waning.
But by the same token, it could come back before it goes. When we
And
look,
Barkin adds that on the services side, I still think firms are exploring raising prices as much as possible.
when we see this, we see the flag and the flagpole.
And adds that shelter and services inflation is not quite there.
Right. So ultimately, we could find, oops, didn't want to do that. We could maybe find our way up to here, 770.
Says that this month's inflation reading was very encouraging.
How far are we from there? 2 more boxes. It's just a possibility, right? The problem is in a downtrend, it's unlikely to have a halfway pattern. Right? The probabilities are really not in the favor. Right. Instead of targeting a 2-to-1 statistic, we're trading probabilities of a bounce. And so if it works, it's money in our pocket immediately. If it doesn't work, it's drawdown that we end up responsible for, work in progress, right? So the work that is in progress, we manage it, we control it, we engineer an exit for it. Otherwise, it should go to the target all by itself, right? So the risk manager is only really dealing with the losers, while the trader is setting up the stage for winners, the probability of success. And so what we have to do is figure out the probability of success, click the mouse, take the trade, and then switch to your second personality, switch to risk managing that trade. If you don't like it, take it off. And you have to continue to book wins while you're managing the losses. Right? So it's okay to have drawdown. It's okay to have spread your risk, expecting an outcome. Right? That's kind of what we did yesterday, and it worked beautifully. Right? Yesterday we were selling on the way up, and it paid us. And today we're repeating the same demeanor. Right? We're repeating the same kind of attitude. Market is trying to push up in the midst of its European elections, and we will take advantage of that.
Says, I didn't get more confidence in Q1 this year about inflation. We'll see where we go.
We'll take advantage of the elections in Europe to build a position to sell into. We're just looking for a low in due time. So as the market pushes up, we sell it, because in the end, we're looking to complete this. Right, so we're not made of money. We just have to track where we have spent our monies and make sure we don't overspend. I'm just going to move this to this high right there and assume that is a high. And then we would see the market come through the bottom of the box. Right? If it's not a high, then this might be where the high is, right? The top edge of the box. And so it's a game of assumption. It's a game of probabilities, whichever way you want to look at it. And just don't put all your money on one bet. Never bet the farm. Just show up every day and milk the cow instead. I'm going to take another trade right there. So now I have 9 between 2 boxes. And this one is just a unit of measure. This really belongs up there. Right, so 9 trades split between all of this. Waiting to see if we go higher or if we end up going lower in time. There's no need to stress over this. Either way, we have a solution. We have a plan, right? Plan A, in my case, is to make money if the market drops. Plan B is to drag break even up with me if the market continues to go up. And so because we're not, like I said, made of money, we can't drag break even forever. You have to.
Ted Barkin says, I need to see sustainment and broadening in disinflation to give me confidence that we are heading back to 2%.
You have to pace the risk that you have access to. All right, this right there, how we flew through the box. All right, we only spent 7 minutes, 8 minutes. That's a sign of volatility. All right, unlike this, where we kind of did nothing for 45 minutes. So here we're expecting maybe a high, double top. We're going to get a double top. Okay. If we put the mouse on the existing high, move this out of the way. Just zoom into this area here. If it bounces off of this and breaks the low, it is known as a double top. If it doesn't break the low and just floats around, it really is just a range. So we need to see it break the low. By definition, we need to see it go down. All right. Average daily range so far. Let's go take a peek. About 40 pips, I would assume. $40 pips. The average should be in the neighborhood of 66. And we have room to roam. We could turn around and go back down, make an outside range, and just fluster everybody. 66 pips is just outside the lows. Wouldn't that be annoying? See how we behave up here. Are we going up the ladder or are we going down the ladder? If we happen to be going up, my job will be to fix in time the drawdown that I have with me, right? This $47 worth. Okay, are we breaking the high? Are we going to bounce off the high? If we break, maybe we're going up here.
Ted Barkin says that headline inflation numbers are heading in completely the right direction.
Now imagine putting 3 more boxes on top of this. And our target is in that neighborhood. If that's where it's going, right? If we're going down, our target is somewhere around here. 66 pips away from this. Are we breaking up? Or are we bouncing? This is why the pacing of yourself, not going too crazy with the clicks. The market has the ability to stretch time for whatever reason, what we think should take seconds will end up taking hours. And so even if you have the right plan.
So looking out at the fear and greed index, 43 out of 100, which indicates fear, while the crypto fear and greed index is 74 out of 100, indicating greed. Fed Barkin says the job market figures are healthy with some signs of concern.
This is
We're
what
keeping an eye on the VIX as well. It's down around 2.3% at around 12.44 points.
this is what he's talking about here. And then if we take a look at our dollar index, this is what we're fighting with.
Fed's Barkin says the labour market numbers are very strong, but inflation still not at target.
Dollar index is testing for support. It seems to have found it.
Fed's Barkin says that said, it's not hard to see scenarios where the labour market weakens.
The yields are turning around. So let's see what comes off of this. This is in our case, a forward-looking tool, right? So if this is moving up, if this is bouncing and turning around, there's a high likelihood that this will follow suit. In due time. So here we are, or here I am. How many boxes is this now? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one trade in box number 4. Best place to turn around is right around here. There's 2
Fed's
trades.
Barkin comments that consumer spending is still solid.
I just put 2 in here, and I'm saving the other 2 for the upper half of the box, just so I can get a better pull on my break even, which is right there. 12 pips away. And so on the way to break even, I'll be closing profitable trades.
Says the dynamic underpinning spending is strong jobs market and the stock market at record levels as well.
This could be like so. I'm approaching the bottom of the hour. What does this look like? 15, 8, 16. Best part is when we build a position like this, and then you end up with something like that, right? You build a position when the market is doing one certain thing, and you get paid when it does its next move, right? We plan for the next move. So if it's going up, we plan for something like this. Maybe it's coming back to this. Right? We don't know. Nobody knows. So it's just a game of probabilities. And because of the macro environment, there's an unlikeliness that it keeps going and going and going and on. We have to appreciate the facts, the boots on the ground. We're just using the box to measure facts. Normal moves. Leave footprints, I guess you would say. And we're just following the footprints. Where's my chat box?
Fed's Barkin says I was very supportive of last week's policy decision.
So let's go take a peek at this for a sec. I'm pretty sure we're near that 50%. Yeah, we're getting there. 760. Top of the box. Yeah, the average daily range is 773. Just be cautious. Dollar index is at support. So unless support gives way, all of this we're looking at is a fake.
Fed's Barkin says choppiness in the data since last year means that the path ahead on policy is not clear. And Barkin says we will learn a lot more over the next several months.
So let's look to see what happens on the way to this line here. Right? Are we going higher? Or are we going to go sideways and finish down here? In the bigger scheme of things, we are, let's take a peek. Let's go take a peek at the weekly, actually. Ooh, look at that. Inside bar on the weekly. Looks like we might be attempting to find the high of the week so that we can end up maybe going lower in time. An average week is 127. 127 takes us at 640, 635. Nice. Possibilities are endless. Slowing momentum up. Just like this, right? Slowing momentum up gave us 2 red candles. Oh, it might be increasing momentum. We're looking for this as a target. Everybody will say, why aren't we chasing this? Why aren't we bullish? Because it makes no sense. We're going to take the other 2 trades right there, 1 and 2. Right, so I'm dragging my break even up with me. My first entry is actually in the very bottom of that box right here. So this is only 3 boxes. Is my 4th box right there, and my stop loss for my very first entry. Right, the stop loss for that trade right there, or this one right here, the bottom of the box. Let's see what comes of this. If I adjust the units of measure on that swing low right there, this box goes down, this box goes down, this box goes down. as long as I don't go crazy with the clicks and I don't go over, 16, 17 clicks, I'm within my average. We are floating $100, work in progress, off of a $14,600 account. So far, equity curve is pointing in the right direction. We have a profit factor. We have a winning win rate. Drawdown per trade is managed. All history says we've created about $3,600. We've moved about 9,600 pips. Oops, wrong button. So now let's get paid for this. Handy dandy work like that and recycle that trade. All right, so on a green candle, I want to put that trade back in right there. It'd be nicer if it'd go higher, but I kind of jumped. It's a nice day. Good time for a pullback. Got to love it when a plan comes together. Just a little bit over 2 pips, 2 boxes. Are we going to make it to 61? Doubtful. But anything's possible. We've clearly climbed up the ladder, 3 to 4 rungs. It's usually a good place to expect a pullback. In today's environment with the elections, you have to expect maybe a little bit more than a pullback. Just be careful if you're long. Right? Boots on the ground don't warrant being long the euro. We are at 50% of that previous swing right here.
Fed Barkin says, my strong sense is that we are at a restrictive level.
I think the next target, 650, maybe even 600. by the end of the week.
The fifth bargain says scenarios where one rate cut then hold may be sensible. Says it is a fair question though how restrictive we are.
$54. 54. That's close enough. Government work. There we go. Let's be recycling some of these puppies. All right, turnaround Tuesday. Just in time. So if you're following along, you've closed about 3 or 4 trades and you're carrying about 4 or 5. All right. Not the time to be a hero. I'm selling to make it 12. 4 per box. Break even is in the middle of the 3 boxes, which is kind of nice. And I'm still allowed 4 more clicks to bring it up to 16. If I must appear, right, before my stop losses. Go 2 more. See if it pulls back a little bit. Any kind of a wick. Come on, retrace. So we've closed all of that box. I don't want to borrow from Peter to pay Paul, so I'll wait. There's a green candle. If it pushes up into the upper box, then I'll put the trades back in. Come on, push higher, just a little bit. I want to see it come up near here. If we can get up to near this zone here, I'll sell all 4 clicks, put them all there. Bing, 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 bing.
US crude futures rise by $1 a barrel now.
Come Come on, push, push. There's one. There's two. There's three. I'm saving the fourth just in case we go slightly higher. The trades belong in that box. I'm just trying to keep things spread evenly. Who's feeling victimized? Mr. Market is not our friend. He's just our dealer. When a plan just works. If it pushes back up, same spot, I'll take the same trade back on. Close enough. Government work. Let's get ready to see where we end up. All right, so if this is a high, let's put a box on there. Oops, I changed it. Let's put a box on there. I'll move this one aside. And I'll just copy this and put it there. I can remove this. All right, so we're now measuring from this on the way down to see how many boxes this leg is deploying. All right, recycling is working. If you're following along, you've got a dozen or so wins already. We can actually go see. One, two, three, four. 18, 19, 20. Yeah, some of them are from last night. 11. Right on. Yeah, you're welcome, Dan. That's the idea. That whole idea of consistency, it's to break this mindset of speculating. We got to get over this idea that we're here to speculate. Right? It is what we're doing, but we're not trying to hit the ball out of the park, right? So we're not trying to hit for a home run every time we click the mouse.
Barkin says the household survey is much more volatile than the payroll survey. Household survey referring to the unemployment rate.
When we target for the home run, targeting a statistic, it has no correlation to the actual facts. What we're doing instead is trading the facts and only yielding what the market is willing and capable of paying instead of asking for some, you know, unrealistic number. Take that number, break it up into baby steps. All right, the consistency is the key. You'll watch your equity curve just start to, like you say, hitch in the right direction, but it's flat, right? It's not up 200, down 75, up 50, down 50. You know, it's consistent. The aim of the game is to learn to manage these low losers. Making the green is the process, right? If you follow the process, it yields money. And the same rules are protecting the market or your account from yourself. Right? It's following the rules is to protect the account from you. You're the one that's going to damage stuff. So, yeah, it's a two-man operation, and we end up having to do both. And both of you have to focus on consistency. Yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling for me too to watch you guys win. I get goosebumps. It's like, oh, I'm not wasting my time. So here's our break even, or my break even, 5 pips away, 4 pips. Yeah. You got to keep reminding everybody I'm just some dude on the internet. I'm just showing you how I do it. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm certainly not telling you to do it this way. You do this at your own peril. Green candle. I'll recycle a trade here. I have 3. I want 4. There's a 4th. Actually, I want real estate. Bigger charts. There we go, 0.3%. Awesome. Yeah. All you guys in the group are doing well. Focus on discipline, you know. The secret sauce is learning how to lose while filling your pockets full of change. Everybody else is running around trying to catch dollar bills with a butterfly net. I'm content picking up dimes, nickels, quarters. Here we call them loonies. Yeah. Green candle. If you can take a trade, go for it. This could still be going up. This could just be a normal run-of-the-mill pullback. We don't know until we start breaking levels. The 3-pip target is a function of the 1-minute chart. All right? If I'm trading this methodology with a much bigger box on a much bigger time frame, the target is the time frame, right? The 1 bar for that time frame. It really is that simple. Right? At the right time of day, usually right after a news event, or thereabouts, the average bars would be 3 pips. Lately, things have been shrinking. And so now we end up waiting a little bit longer to make that same amount of money. To the moon, Alice, to the moon. Not. Right, so recycling, if you're into that stuff, any move back up into this box enables us to put 2 trades back in. Are beautiful. Now we have 3 trades to recycle. Only if it goes back up, right? We don't want to put Peter's money into Paul's box.
At 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we expect comments from ECB's Nat, who will speak in Dutch Parliament.
It's almost time to leave the casino, boys and girls. Oh, 10 more minutes. We should see some of these trades close. My goodness. We were right. We were right. This is just illusions. I'm not sure where we're going next. I'm just thinking out loud. Just really want to see these remaining trades close so that we can be done in an hour. That'd be awesome. Simple, easy. The trick is to sell green candles for the rest of the day. Right, so go to your hourly chart. You'll see why. This is clearly not bullish. Right, so for the next couple hours, if you're still participating, you want to be selling anything green on the 5-minute chart. Anything that shows up green here, you're selling it. Right, so any kind of a pullback, sell it. Pullback, sell it. Just like this. I have 4 trades left. So I'm not going to recycle anything. I'm just going to wait for my 4 trades to close and I'll call it a day. Wrong window. That's what's going on. All right. Where's that box right there? This to catch
Fed
the
Sparkin, when asked about the yield curve, says there could be lots of reasons for why it's inverted.
recycling. If you're into this, right there would be a good place for it. All right. So the plan is to keep selling green candles. If you're
Sparkin
here,
says a lot of economic signals have not worked so well this cycle.
if you're still here for the next couple hours, continue what we're doing here. If you're finished, leave the casino and come back tomorrow, same time, same link. I'm going to end the recording right here, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same link. All right. Enjoy yourselves. Trade safe, everybody. Bye-bye.